Have you ever walked into a room and instantly felt the energy shift, but couldn't explain why? Or maybe you've noticed that your mere presence can make others feel uneasy, even though you haven't said a word? This isn't a coincidence. It's the power of your aura. In this video, we're revealing 13 shocking signs that your aura is so intense it could disturb those around you without you even knowing it. Denzel Washington once delivered a powerful speech about mastering your inner strength. But what if I told you that this same energy could completely change the atmosphere wherever you go? Stay until the end to uncover a mind-blowing secret about how your own energy might be affecting your life in ways you never expected. The first sign, the invisible power when your aura speaks before you do. When you step into a room, you might not have said a word or made any noticeable move, yet you can immediately sense that the atmosphere has shifted. This isn't a mere coincidence. It is the invisible power you carry within. Your aura, a natural energy field, emanates from you like an invisible wave, touching everyone around you, making it impossible for them to ignore your presence. They may not be able to articulate it, but the emotions they feel are powerful, a deep resonance they cannot explain. Some people struggle to leave a lasting impression, but you leave an indelible mark, a trace that can't be erased from their minds. So, what is it that creates this power? It is the perfect harmony between your inner feelings and the energy you project outward. You're not just a physical being. You're a living, vibrant presence, real and powerful. When you are fully in tune with yourself, when your thoughts, emotions, and actions are in harmony, your aura becomes a mirror that reflects your true essence, unmasked and unpretentious. It is this alignment that creates the invisible strength others can feel instantly. You don't need to speak much, nor do you need to do too much. Just your pure presence alone is enough to change the atmosphere around you. You might be surprised to learn that those with a strong aura never find themselves lost in the search for validation from others. They don't need to try to capture attention, because their natural, genuine selves already attract it. Their presence serves as a quiet reminder of their worth, of their inability to be swayed into competition or needing to prove anything. It is the strength within them that shines, drawing people's gaze effortlessly. In fact, it is their confidence, their unwavering sense of self, which they don't even need to verbalize, that makes them a powerful force, one that changes the space, causing it to fall silent and listen. The second sign, when your presence makes others feel uncomfortable. There are times when simply being present is enough to make others feel uneasy, anxious, or sometimes even fearful, and they can't quite explain why. You don't have to say anything, nor do you need to do anything extraordinary. Yet there is an invisible power that makes the space around you feel heavy, making others unable to ignore the difference. Your aura, with its subtle vibrations, never remains neutral. It is a powerful energy that stirs the hidden emotions in others, forcing them to confront the darker parts of themselves that they have tried to bury. When you show up, their shadows are stirred, as if you've accidentally touched on unhealed memories, wounds they've been hiding, pain still buried deep within their soul. This is not something you intentionally do, but your authenticity and strength unveil the parts they're not yet ready to face. Those who live in pretense, hiding behind a social mask, may feel threatened by your presence. They feel uneasy because you're a reminder of the things they have yet to perfect, the wounds that have yet to heal. But it is precisely for this reason that your aura can become the key to awakening those who are ready to face themselves. When they begin to see the truth in you, when they start confronting what has long been buried, your energy becomes a guiding flame, empowering them. They may initially shy away from you, feeling uncomfortable or unfamiliar. But if they are brave enough to face themselves, you become the one who brings about awakening, freedom, and liberation they never thought possible. Your aura is not just a presence. It is a catalyst, an activation of what is latent in those around you. And this is not always comfortable, but these uncomfortable shifts open the door to their growth, to their change, and to their becoming a better version of themselves. While some may run away, others will draw closer, realizing that they have found something in life they didn't even know they were searching for. The third sign: everything around you honors you. Have you ever felt a sense of peace when a dog looks at you with trusting eyes, or when a cat comes close without hesitation? There are moments, even in the wild, when you can feel a magical connection with your surroundings. This is not a coincidence. It's because your energy, your strong and authentic aura, has been recognized by creatures that don't need words or actions to communicate. Animals and children, with their sharp instincts and pure ways of perceiving the world, have the ability to read your energy without needing any cues. They don't look at you with rational eyes or judge you by your appearance. They sense you through the invisible waves you emit. When your aura is harmonious, when the energy you radiate is truthful and calm, animals feel safe and are drawn to you. These creatures, unclouded by worries or social masks, only perceive your true essence. That's why they can approach you so naturally and without fear, even when you do nothing special. They recognize a genuine energy, one that makes them feel at ease, as if they've come home to a place of peace. The same goes for children. Young children, who haven't yet been deeply affected by society or preconceived notions, live authentically with their emotions. Children aren't sophisticated critics. They don't judge you by complex standards. Instead, they feel you through the emotions you radiate. A strong, clear, and peaceful aura can soothe a child, while a chaotic and unstable aura can make them anxious. It is this purity in children's perception that makes them some of the most understanding beings. Your aura is not just a part of you. It is a bridge between you and the world around you. Nature, animals, and children, these beings who live with pure intuition and sensitivity, recognize and honor the energy you carry. When you're truly yourself, when you live authentically, you not only influence people, but also create harmony with nature and all the creatures around you. The fourth sign: your silence can create a sense of tension. There is something peculiar about silence that few people truly recognize. You don't need to say anything, nor do you need to do anything, but the silence within you can create an undeniable power. It is in these moments of quiet that you transmit a strong energy to everyone around you, without words or actions. For those who haven't yet found peace within themselves, your presence can be a challenge they are not ready to face. Your silence is not absence. It is a presence so palpable, it makes the space feel encircled by an invisible tension. When you enter a space with a calm mind and a peaceful soul, those around you feel this silence as a force. They might not understand why, but the peace you bring seems to expose the broken pieces within them, the inadequacies they've yet to confront. This is when your silence becomes a reflection of truth. People still trapped in their roles, in their social masks, will feel exposed by your pure presence. They don't need to speak, yet their feelings can shift instantly, from comfort to an unexplained unease. This silence isn't a void. It is a hidden power within your presence. You don't need to show authority, nor do you need to manipulate or impose anything on others. It is simply your silence, your calmness, and your authenticity that makes others feel challenged. Sometimes, it is precisely this silence that causes people to feel anxious. They cannot approach you as easily as they do others. Your silence acts as a test, forcing them to confront themselves, and sometimes this is too difficult for them to bear. For those not yet ready to face the truth within, your silence is a reminder, an irrefutable mirror. And though this may not always be easy, it is a part of the journey you are on. You don't need to do anything to change them. With your silence alone, you have already begun to make everything change. The fifth sign: you change the atmosphere of everyone around you. There are times when you enter a room and immediately feel the atmosphere shift. You don't have to say anything, nor do you need to do anything, yet your presence alone makes the space feel different. Those around you may not consciously realize the change, but they can sense a shift, a change in the collective emotions and energy of the room. You have unknowingly transformed the entire space, simply because your aura has started to affect everything around you. Your energy doesn't just reside within your body, it extends outward, blending with the environment. Your presence can make the air feel heavy or, on the contrary, make everything feel gentle and pleasant. When you're in a space filled with people who are tense or anxious, the peace from your aura can act like a wave, soothing the restlessness and bringing a sense of calm. But sometimes, your energy can disrupt the space, especially when you enter places full of falsehoods and inauthenticity. Your strong aura cannot help but touch on what has not been acknowledged, on what has not been truly seen. This is not intentional. It is the nature of a powerful aura. It impacts whatever it touches, changing emotions, moods, and states of being that no one can control. When you enter a space with pure and authentic energy, you automatically make that space more harmonious and pleasant. But there are also times when you may notice that those around you feel uncomfortable, even avoiding you, simply because they can't bear the difference between your energy and what they're carrying within themselves. Your aura is an invisible yet powerful force. It doesn't need to try to dominate or change everything. All you need to do is be yourself, and your energy will naturally create movement, making the atmosphere around you feel your presence. Therefore, every step you take is not merely the movement of your body, but the spreading of energy causing the air around you to change. The sixth sign, you can easily read the emotions of others. There are moments in life when you step into a conversation and instantly feel the change in the atmosphere. You don't have to do anything, yet you can immediately sense when things become tense, when someone is uncomfortable, or when a relationship in the room starts to crack. The emotions of those around you flow like an invisible stream that you can easily feel, even if they try to hide it with fake smiles or insincere words. This isn't guessing, nor is it some mystical ability. It's a sharp sensitivity to reading the energy of others, a gift that doesn't require any proof or information to confirm. When you're in a space, the harmony between you and your surroundings allows you to read the hidden emotions behind every gesture, every glance, or every unfinished sentence. You can tell when someone feels uneasy, even when they try to smile. You sense their insecurity in a hurried glance, the tension in a fragmented sentence, or even the unusual silence in the room. This sensitivity comes from your ability to absorb the energy around you, as if your body automatically decodes every invisible signal that others emit. But sometimes, this can make you feel uncomfortable because you can't avoid picking up on the negative emotions others bring. It can sometimes leave you feeling drained, as you not only live with your own emotions, but also have to process the energy of others. However, remember that this is not a flaw or something that needs to be fixed, but a special gift you can use to understand the world around you better. When you understand and feel what others are going through, you become a true reflection, someone who can help them see themselves more clearly. And this only strengthens the power of your aura, because you are not just a witness, but a guide, helping others uncover the truths they have hidden. The seventh sign, you feel exhausted by meaningless conversations. There are conversations that make you feel as if you've wandered into an endless loop of shallow words, questions that lack any depth. Everything seems to revolve around the same repetitive topics: the weather, work, or stories about social relationships. You try to engage, smile, even attempt to connect, but the emptiness in your heart keeps growing, leaving you drained. It's not because the people you're talking to aren't interesting, but because your energy isn't being fulfilled in conversations that lack sincerity. Your aura, the invisible power you radiate, seeks true connection, a deep intersection with other souls. You're not someone who enjoys pretense or social games. When you communicate, you want meaningful conversations, real connections, where you and others can share deep emotions, unspoken thoughts, unexpressed desires, and dreams yet to be revealed. Yet, when you're faced with shallow conversations, where people are only talking to fill the silence, where words are simply tools to mask the emptiness within, you feel as though your energy is being drained away. It's an exhaustion that can't be explained. It's not because you don't want to communicate, but because you can't find harmony in those exchanges. You feel like a flame trying to ignite in a cold space, but no one is adding more wood. No one is willing to embrace your light. This makes you feel as if you're being forced to push through to maintain conversations where, in truth, you don't even feel like you truly exist. You've likely noticed that after leaving such conversations, a sense of tiredness creeps in. It's not because you've done anything wrong, but because you've given too much energy to a connection that couldn't provide fulfillment. While many continue to spin in the cycle of empty chatter, you understand that only truth and sincerity nourish the soul, bringing freshness to life. The eighth sign: you make everyone around you feel trust. Perhaps you've experienced strange moments in life when someone you've just met, someone with no deep connection to you, begins to share intimate stories, the hidden pains they've never expressed before. These confessions are not things they plan to say, nor are they stories they'd be willing to share with anyone. But when they're near you, something within them compels them to open up. Stories of past hurts, unresolved emotions, wounds that have yet to heal. Everything spills out uncontrollably, and you, without saying a word, become the person they turn to, the one they feel they can open their heart to without fear of judgment, without the risk of further hurt. This is no coincidence. Your aura, the invisible power you emit, creates a safe space, a quiet harbor amidst the storm of emotional chaos. When you live authentically and steadily, when you don't try to hide or embellish yourself, the energy you radiate creates a peace, an unconditional acceptance that others can feel. They don't need to know everything about you, but just being near you makes them feel a gentle strength, a sense of safety that allows them to release what they've been holding in for so long. You may not have noticed, but it's your understanding, your lack of judgment, and your unspoken sincerity that make them feel they can trust you. Sometimes, you don't need to offer advice or try to fix things. You simply listen. You create a space where they can be themselves, free from the need to wear a mask or hide anything. Your aura, though invisible, is incredibly powerful. It opens the path for long-suppressed emotions, untold stories, and unhealed wounds to emerge. Your authenticity creates a unique magnetism that not everyone can understand. You don't try to attract attention, nor do you seek empathy, but you unknowingly become a mirror for those around you. You don't have to do anything. Simply being yourself is enough, and others will come to you, sharing the darkest parts of their lives that they've never dared to acknowledge. At times, this may leave you feeling exhausted as you carry an invisible burden, the weight of being the keeper of others' deep stories and pains. But at the same time, it is a priceless gift. By creating a space for others to open up, you not only help them release, but also guide them out of the shadows they've been trapped in. Your aura is the key to healing, and every time they share, you are changing the world around you. That is the power of your authenticity and steadiness in your energy. When you live in a way that doesn't hide who you truly are, you not only attract respect, but also create a space where others can be their true selves, where they can find safety, comfort, and healing. The ninth sign: your freedom can make others feel uncomfortable. There is something strange, yet very real, in life. Your true freedom, when you live without following societal norms or wearing masks to please others, can make those around you feel uncomfortable, even threatened. You're not doing anything wrong, nor are you acting in a way that harms anyone, but the freedom with which you live serves as a mirror to the masks they continue to wear. These people, though they may not fully realize it, are living within societal molds they feel they must follow in order to be accepted. And when you show up without changing anything about yourself, just by simply being who you are, they sense the difference. Your freedom is not an act of rebellion or defiance. It is simply a peaceful and authentic way of living. You don't need to wait for others' approval, nor do you feel compelled to follow societal expectations. Because of this, your freedom acts like an invisible wave that touches them, making them feel strange, uneasy, as though they've been exposed to things they are not yet ready to confront. You live without hesitation, not constantly seeking consensus. You simply live your way, and at times, this alone makes others feel threatened because they have not yet gathered the courage to live their own way. Those who are not ready to let go of their masks will see you as a reminder of what they have yet to face. They will view you as a model they want to become, but they are afraid. They desire the freedom you have, but they do not yet have the courage to shed the societal costumes they have worn for so many years. Your presence challenges the limits they have created in their lives. You're like a mirror reflecting the truth, forcing them to face themselves and realize that what they are living is only a fraction of what they could be. This doesn't mean you are intentionally making them uncomfortable. In fact, you aren't doing anything other than being true to yourself. But when you live authentically and freely, you create an undeniable magnetism. You make those still trapped in their societal roles reflect on their own lives, and this is not always easy. Your freedom acts as a shockwave they cannot avoid, and although there may be times when they feel uneasy or react against it, they will eventually realize that if they want to live truly free and unrestrained, they must have the courage to change, to shed the layers of identity society has forced upon them. So, don't feel guilty or ashamed when others are uncomfortable with your freedom. It is a sign that you are living strongly and authentically. You are not here to please others. You live to please yourself. And even though this may make others uneasy, it is the very thing that motivates them to find freedom in their own lives. The 10th sign: you leave an unforgettable mark on others, even after you've left. There is something intriguing that few can explain. Your absence can leave a deep and powerful impression on others. Have you ever noticed that after you leave, the atmosphere in the room seems to change? People become quieter, their eyes may follow you thoughtfully, and it feels as if your presence still echoes in the space. Even though you are no longer there, the mark you leave remains like a quiet yet powerful sound, causing the space to never quite return to what it was. This is no coincidence. It is the invisible strength of your aura, the influence you have made the moment you stepped into the room. When you live authentically, when you bring peace and clarity in your thoughts and actions, your absence is not a void. It is a subtle, unspoken presence. The mark you leave is a delicate change that makes others feel the absence of you. It is a profound impact on their emotions, a feeling they cannot fully explain but find impossible to ignore. It's not because you intentionally create this effect, but because the sincerity and strength within you have deeply imprinted on their minds. This can also be a challenge for those around you. Your absence forces them to face a gap they cannot easily fill. In these moments, they realize that you've left an impression not just emotionally, but also in how you change the atmosphere around you. A person with a strong aura doesn't have to try to be remembered. They simply exist and leave an influence that cannot fade with time. Sometimes when you leave, you don't just leave a void, you leave a longing, a sense that something is unfinished, like a story that hasn't been fully told. It is this absence that makes those left behind reflect, questioning why they feel so different when you're no longer there. Your influence is not always comfortable, but it is an awakening, a gentle reminder that you made them feel your presence in a profound way. And though this may not always be fully explainable, it is a sign of a powerful aura, a sign of a person who lives authentically and leaves an impact, even without intending to. These marks will never fade. They will continue to live in the minds and hearts of those you've touched, even when you're no longer physically present. As we wrap up, remember that your aura isn't just about your presence. It's about the energy you project into the world. Denzel Washington once said that true power comes from within, and understanding your aura is a key to unlocking that strength. Whether it's in your career, personal growth, or relationships, harnessing the power of your aura can shift the dynamics around you. So, take this motivation and apply it to every aspect of your life. Your energy speaks louder than words. Keep exploring, keep growing, and remember, what you project is what you attract. Stay tuned for more.